After watching the Ghost in the Shell trailer for the movie that's coming out in 2017, of course, it's based off of the anime movie from the 90s. I wanted to speak on the fact that I actually think we need more live action adaptations of anime. I think that it would represent and expand on anime in ways that we are still sort of limited by because sure, anime has definitely grown in the past 20 years. You know, you've gotten much more anime produced over a short period of time. You've gotten many well done anime made in a short period of time. You've gotten companies that have risen to the forefront and just many new people joining this great, media. What I want to see though, and what I think is what has the greatest opportunity is expanding on it more. People are thinking this is whitewashing, but she didn't have a race, if I recall. And even if she did, sure, I mean, that does raise questions, right? I mean, you wouldn't want a Last Airbender situation, but what I would say is, look, one of the major films that, at least in the 2000s, was continually being rumored and always had high hype was a Cowboy Bebop live-action movie with Keanu Reeves as the lead. Having the hairstyle and just going out there and getting a cast that would work. I think that would have been brilliant. I think that we see with John Wick the ability that could have been 10 years ago of a Cowboy Bebop with Keanu Reeves. The fact that he has that charm and he can do that. Like, could you imagine? Like, I think many people already have, but we missed that boat, right? And so maybe we have another cast member or another person playing him, but that boat is sailed. People want these adaptations. It's just that you need to do them right. And I think that you need to stay in an era like that's not very heavy on CG. For example, the Attack on Titan movie that's live action doesn't work well because it just the Titans don't look realistic, right? Like if you want to go full out, you want to make it as realistic as possible, and you can tell it's fake. And that's the problem, right? I think a Black Lagoon could be brilliant. I think that there are many films in the 90s and the 80s that could be done, anime that could be transitioned into movies, live action, and done very well. And I think that we're missing that opportunity right now, especially since the age of the people that watch them is getting older. People are beginning to forget. There's a population out there that for some reason doesn't want to watch old anime, and I think that this would be a great way to get people interested, but you have to do it right. So in my eyes, I don't see this as a bad thing. I think that honestly, if they keep doing this correctly, and we see, if we see like a Full Metal Alchemist movie, live action, or a Netflix series that's live action, based off of the anime, I wouldn't be disappointed unless it's bad. That is source material that is brilliant and could be well done and well executed. I would love to see that. Now, I'd love to see more original work in live-action movies. I would like to see more original things and all that. But if we're talking about anime, I'd love for them to go into these stories that can really be great for a larger audience. And, I think that we'd be missing something to say that anime does not deserve the live-action treatment. Let me make a parallel here. I'm going to make a parallel. The Jungle Book was a great 2D animated movie. Great, brilliant, amazing. People love it. It's fun. Transition it to CG live action. And this thing is a technological masterpiece, unparalleled by anything we've seen so far in terms of CG and live action put together. The Boy is the only thing that's live action in a world that is completely CG. That was breathtaking. And the story was great as well. And people loved it. I think that you can do the same exact thing in terms of paralleling to anime with these 2D experiences and transition it to a live action movie. If you need to add CG, do it. Hell, we had 3 prequels that were so built on CG. I'd love to see something with that much CG, but obviously better quality. That much CG in any anime live action transition movie. I think that it would be smart and brilliant. But again, I understand what the fear is. The fear, of course, is DBZ. The fear, of course, is Avatar. The fear, of course, is many disgusting and disappointing transitions where we saw that they didn't understand the source material and they just did an awful job transitioning it over. But I think that there's potential more of the fact that we can probably get the opportunity to see more instead of negative. I think that there are more stories out there to be told that could be better than if they weren't told at all to a larger audience. Yeah, I mean, hell, there are probably a dozen stories right now that could be in that just came out this year. Whether you're talking about a manga or in anime, there are probably over a dozen or dozens of stories that could be put on the big screen in live action and work out pretty well. So, yeah, I mean, I don't see anything negative going on here except if they don't do it with commitment. And that's all it takes. But guys, what do you think of this? I know that there are probably people that disagree with me here. What do you think? What do you think of the Ghost in the Shell trailer? Comment below. Thanks for listening. I'm Brian Swan, and stay tuned for more. Thanks for listening.